Now it's time to move on to something Dr. Berry knows a little less about: reptiles.
We were going to start with some of the tortoises, if you're ready for that.
I'm ready for that. Yeah.
Excellent. So what we do is we do soak them in the water every day for at least 20 minutes before they get the next part of their routine. So these guys have all been soaking for longer than that. You can tell they're eager to all get out.
There are two main types of turtles at the rehab: freshwater turtles and gopher tortoises. In southwest Florida, gopher tortoises are constantly threatened by development. The same dry, sandy land the tortoises need to dig their dens is perfect for construction. Some of the land the Conservancy sits on was slated for the construction of an apartment building. They bought it and turned it into a gopher tortoise preserve with more than 70 active burrows.
Wow, there we go. Big, big tortoises, yeah.
Right like this?
This tortoise was run over by a car 2 months ago.
She's one of the largest turtles we've ever gotten in. So she's actually a little miracle case. When she first was admitted, her spine was actually exposed. We didn't think she was ever going to be able to walk again. We started her on an acupressure treatment and using the base of the tail. And 2 weeks later, she had started some movement and she can walk fully now. It's, again, a little miracle. But we're having a little trouble here with getting her wound to heal. On the outer edges, it looks beautiful, and we've got this great granulation tissue. And on the inside here, she just keeps reopening it.
You can see her breathe.
Yeah, it's amazing. Wow.
How long is this going to take?
Is this going to take a couple of years, or?
To fully heal, yes. We don't keep them that long. We'll keep them until all of this is good granulation tissue, like the outside here, and then we'll put Tegaderm, which is like the breathable plastic, almost like a breathable saran wrap, on top of that, and then do a marine epoxy. So they're able to be released and not be vulnerable and soft, but it gives enough time for their undershell to grow and become hardened. So they don't have to stay here.
And that will just fall off with time? What you created?
Yeah, as they shed their shell. And just make sure to mark this so we know when to change the bandage.
Up next, another tortoise to show Hope and Barry.
So if you want to get the next one out, it's the smaller one here, and you'll probably notice already there's a little bit of a difference to that shell than what you just saw. So we kind of wanted to show you that, what we've worked on with this one. We've already done the epoxy, so yeah.
This tortoise's shell fracture is healed, but it's still having trouble with its rear legs.
So this is an example of what we would do when they're pretty much to the healing stage. This guy was actually attacked by a dog in someone's yard. He did get some spinal injuries. We have since stopped the acupressure. He's not responding to that. So we've gone to a different treatment. We actually put them on these little skates that one of our volunteers made for us. So
cool
that their legs dangle, and it's also kind of like water therapy. They get to move and exercise their legs, but they're not holding up the whole weight of their body. So that is where we are with this little guy right now.
That is very cool.
Put him on this little skate here.
It's like, please do.
I might need a hand with this, because, I was going to say, if you could stabilize him. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's a little squirmy. But it just fits right on him. We fit it to his little body, and then we're just going to put him in the other room and let him roam around.
For about an hour? Or how
as
much
long
time?
as we can.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It looks funny, but this is why Hope and Barry are here, to learn new rehab tricks and techniques. They don't have tortoises in Nova Scotia, but this is a technique they could use on any animal with mobility problems.
It's pretty cute.
That's amazing. That is so cool.
Just trucking along.
He doesn't seem to mind at all, and it helps him move along. Wow.
That's the last tortoise, but they're not done with reptiles yet. Joanna has a big surprise up her sleeve.
Right, we have one last patient we'd like you to help us with, and the thing is that we also are hoping after you take a look at it that it would be ready for release. We're planning on releasing it as well, and we want you to be involved in that. So Johnny's gonna get the alligator for you, and then we're gonna go and do the release. So
Go for it.
she gets to be the one to get to handle it.
I like this stuff.
We're gonna wrestle some alligators, so.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Fits right on him. We fit it to his little body.
Hope and Barry are in Southwest Florida and just found out they'll be examining an alligator.
Go for it.
She gets to be the one to get to handle it.
They said alligator, and you know, I'm thinking the large alligators I saw at the swamp yesterday.
I didn't know what to expect. I figured she'd come legging back something very big. I was a little nervous.
So this is a special treat for you. And notice I sent Johnny to get the alligator, and I'm going to stay here where it's nice and safe.
But sometimes you're not scared of things when you don't really know.
Oh, true. Very true.
I guess for me, I'm thinking, oh, an alligator, right? But it's probably because I'm too naive to realize,
Right.
yeah, I can take my hand off.
Right, exactly.
They've been saving this patient as a little surprise for Hope and Barry.
They were yellow, which they should be, but you just don't normally get to see it because they're in a darker cage and we don't flash a bright light on them.
Right.
You know, sometimes it's better.
Are you scared, Barry?
I told you we needed the whole thing.
Can he really be released at this little age?
Yes, he can. He knows what to do. He got injured and the eye was damaged. So we definitely have gone back and forth on this one to decide what would be right for it. We've consulted with some biologists who actually work with alligators in the wild and would give us an opinion of what they thought. Nobody thought that we shouldn't give him a chance. So that's what we're going to do. What we've decided, though, is to pick a release area where there are no other alligators so he doesn't have to compete with that issue. But everything else in terms of, you know, eating the normal prey base, he's been doing great getting fish, small invertebrates, you know, insects, things like that. So we have a clean bill of health, and we just wanted to make sure you guys got to be a part of it. And he's tough, he's tough.
Everybody here must be pretty excited that he's going to get released.
Yes, very excited. And Barb is one of the volunteers who's been taking care of him every day on Fridays on her shift, so I wanted to make sure she got to see him because we're going to release him today. Yep. So I knew you'd be excited because he's been kind of your charge.
Yes, he has.
Once she knew what he needed, she was more than eager to be able to take care of him every week.
Absolutely.
So yeah, very cool.
This quiet pond is just a stone's throw from the rehab. And this will be the little one-eyed alligator's new home.
So this is where we're going to release the gator. This is part of our preserve area here at the Conservancy. It's the Christopher B. Smith Preserve. And what it was is it used to be used for agricultural area, and then we have restored it with this pond and made this area safe by enclosing it with a small fence to keep the animals from getting out into the road. And there are no other gators in this pond, and with this one being smaller, we figured it would be the perfect spot for it to go, so it'll have the safety of all the nice coverage, vegetation, food source, but not have to compete with a larger alligator. All right, so let's head on down.
Okay.
Is he getting heavier? He's growing
Maybe set
already.
him right here, and that'll give you a good spot to get him out. Alrighty.
Everyone wants to remember this moment.
Okay.
All right, everyone, here we go.
one last snapshot, and it's finally time for the gator to swim free.
Here we go. Oh boy, here it goes. Can you see, guys? Right there. Oh, okay.
Now, it'd be interesting to know if he sticks around this area.
Aw. Now, you're not supposed to get attached to these animals, but you always do.
You always do, yeah.
Yeah.
I was honored to be part of that release because, you know, they spent a lot of time on that alligator, which I could tell, you know, from the volunteers and the staff there how attached they had become to this little fella. So you've been looking after him for
It's been a month. Yeah. Yeah, sad to see him go. I didn't mean to have a little tear there. But he's on his way to grow up.
Oh, that was so cool. Lovely little critter. I felt when we went to release that little guy, it was really cool because all the staff came, and it sort of gave you a really good feel of the place because it really showed how much they all cared about every single animal, which is sort of the way we are. Every animal's important, and I really got that feel from the gang there.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out in a year if you guys still see him.
Right.
It
Right?
really will.
It's been a hectic couple days between the emergencies at Crow, exploring the wilderness, and an action-packed day at the Conservancy. Hope and Barry are leaving Florida with lasting memories and new friends. And a vision of how hope for wildlife could grow to something bigger.
It was an amazing trip, and I think what sticks in my mind in a lot of ways is that, you know, the sky is the limit. If you have a dream, just go after it and make it happen. I mean, we saw a facility that was really about the size of ours, and they were building, you know, a $5 million facility. So I think I learned that, you know, put your mind to it, decide what you want, what's good for you, and make your dreams come true.